Happy Saturday, Vol Nation, and a happy Saturday it has been. I was with you a few hours ago. Tennessee defeats Auburn in the SEC basketball tournament. They move on tomorrow to play Florida for the SEC championship. Tennessee baseball tonight in what was a pitcher's duel up through the sixth inning. Marcus Phillips did his thing today for 7 innings, get to the seventh, 1-0. And they do not go back into the field for the eighth as Tennessee run rules Florida 10-0. What a seventh inning, but a couple good days of baseball for Tennessee. And, this team, I'm kind of at a loss for words really over that inning just because they just kept hitting and hitting. And, again, you got to give King for Florida credit. He was really good today. Marcus Phillips, I mean, some of us, myself, some of you in the comments, some people I've talked to, it's been the question about him. Can he make it in this role? He's looking pretty good right now. And there's no signs of slowing down. I mean, complete game for him in 7 innings. I don't know if you theoretically give a complete game on that. I don't know if it actually counts in like the box scores or the statistics, but I mean, he did pitch the whole game. So I don't know how they score that one in run rule games, to be honest. But Phillips today, I mean, his line on the day, 7 innings, 5 hits, only 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. He faced 24 batters, 6 flyouts, 5 groundouts, 110 pitches. They've updated. They don't have the live stats now on utsports.com, so it doesn't have the amount of balls and strikes that he threw today. But for me, again, the biggest questions I had about Marcus Phillips coming in, it was not his stuff. It was his control. Can he avoid the walks? Could he avoid the wild pitches? He's been excellent so far. He has been excellent. I know at least at one point he hit 100 in the game. Could have happened multiple times. But the guy's stuff when he's on has never been in question. It was always the control. Now that he has seemingly fixed his control, yeah, this dude's draft prospects are going way up right now. This Tennessee rotation, at least your first 2 guys, Keith Law, who I'm not a fan of Keith Law, but Keith Law has Liam Doyle as his top-rated prospect coming in right now. I don't know where Phillips is considered or rated or anything, if he was even on radars coming into the season. But now, based on what he's doing, based on what he just did against the number, depending on your poll, 6 or 7 team in the nation today, his stock just went way up today. And, the key for him is just being consistent, throwing strikes, getting ahead in the counts, and that's what's working for him. That's what's enabling him to keep doing good things. And again, he's continuing. He keeps working longer and longer into games. Again, he goes 7 innings today, 110 pitches. That moves him to 2-0 on the season. Really, his record, and one of you that listened last night, I agree. You commented and said didn't agree with how they do the wins and losses. I don't on the wins. I definitely don't. I mean, a loss, I think, is pretty much a loss in the pitching column. Now, I think sometimes too, though, I think there is a discrepancy a little bit. If a guy, for example, it's a tie ball game, a dude lets a run on, and then he gets pulled, and then the dude comes in behind him and gets lit up. Well, if that run scores, the guy who exited lost the game. I think there's a conversation on that one, because even though he allowed the runner, did he technically allow the run to score? I'd say you could probably go either way. There's probably differing opinions on it. The whole wins thing to me, though, I'm just not a fan of your starting pitcher having to go 5 innings. I understand a 5-inning game makes it official and stuff, but I think that's got to be like it sucked that Liam Doyle didn't get the win last night for Tennessee, because when they come into the 5th inning, they took the lead and never looked back. And, he threw on his last batter last night. There were 3 pitches. Now, I wish we had the view like we had when they played in Houston, where we were dead on with it. I love that view. I wish there's a way they can make it happen down at Lindsey Nelson Stadium or any of the these SEC stadiums or college stadiums. But from my view, there's some pretty good looking pitches. Phillips on his one walk today threw some really good looking pitches that I thought he didn't get. But again, that's my view on it. I would like to know the opinion of people sitting behind home plate. I would like to know the opinion of the catcher. Phillips looked pretty aggravated by it. So that tells me he thought those were pretty good pitches. But fantastic job by him today. And I have to think he was not coming back out. I have to ask Kerry. He was there to see who was up in the bullpen. I got to think Phillips' day was done at that point. But hats off to him, man. He pitched excellent today. And then, I give King credit as well for Florida. He was really good. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. He did hit a batter as well, 93 pitch. Heck of a job by him. But Tennessee lit up Florida's bullpen. In that 7th inning, Florida got 1 out on it. Barbary gave up 5 runs. Jenkins 1, and then McDonald come in, and they lit him up on it. You had Dalton Bargo, Fisher, Dalton Bargo, Reese Chapman all in a row. Ended it. That was after Hunter Inslee. Inslee drove in a run. Fisher cleared the bases with, I think he had a 2-run. So, yeah, he had a 2-run single. And then you had, which scored Inslee and Keelan. After Fisher scored, you had Dalton Bargo come in. He hit a double that put runners on 2nd and 3rd, and then Reese Chapman ended it with that home run into the bullpen. So Tennessee wins the series over Florida. They go for the sweep tomorrow. I've been trying to find if there's anything on what Tony Vitello had to say after the game, but I don't know if any. Seems like Shumpert and McKee were in Nashville covering Vols basketball. I would think Kane from VolQuest would have been at the baseball game because they have Lewis and Ramey who cover it there, but I've not seen any post-game comments as of yet because I'm really curious. Yeah, I don't see anything that Tony Vitello said. I'm really curious to see who starts tomorrow. I'm not taking a guess either. I know who I think it should be, but it doesn't matter what I think, obviously. And I've been wrong pretty much every Sunday this year that I've guessed on it. So I don't know how they go tomorrow. I think my guess is it's between probably Coons and Arvidsson. I know who I think it should be. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind who it should be, but I have no problem if it's that combination either. I think that should be your combination to go Sundays because Russell's not coming back for a bit. And no setbacks or anything. And I'm really kind of surprised they run him out there as quick as they did. But still, in his draft year, they're gonna take it easy with him on that. But the offense today, we get going here. Your freshman, got to give credit early in the game. Jay Abernathy, heck of a play from him. He's having a good series. He's done some good things this weekend. Had the RBI last night that started things off. Looking to line up today, 2nd inning, Manny Mirren. He gets RBI single, who scored Levi Clark, who had a double earlier in the game. Then, of course, pitcher's duel pretty much the rest of the way up till that 7th inning. And then you get into the 7th inning, and that's where things started to go. You loaded the bases as Abernathy, Marin, and Chapman were all on base. Dean Curley pulls one down the line. He pulls a double, scores all 3. Pretty cool. He pulled his jersey back, had the free Berto. And at this point, I don't know what the options are for Osuna. I don't know if there could be a red shirt in there, if he got deemed eligible or not, because, if they ruled him eligible tomorrow, he could go in the lineup and play the rest of the way. But if they could get him eligible and maybe redshirt him, I don't know if that's an option. I got to think if the guy was not already drafted that he would just come back and play next year if they deem him eligible. But still a long way to go there. But pretty cool gesture by Curley. These guys are really supportive, and I think that's a really cool thing that they're doing here as well. Keelan 1 for 3 on the day. Inslee 2 for 4 with an RBI. Fisher 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Levi Clark 1 for 3. Bargo pinch hit. He had a double. Good to see from him today. Reese Chapman 2 for 3 had the walk-off bomb. Manny Marin 2 for 2 with an RBI. Lawless got the start behind the plate today, 0 for 2. He had a walk, though. Jay Abernathy 0 for 1. He had a walk. He had a run scored today as well. Tennessee, of course, 10 RBIs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, only 4 left on base today. Not too bad of a day, especially in a pitcher's duel like you saw today. And again, you're scoring. Curley pulls it down the line, makes it 4-0. And then Inslee, it's Keelan got on base with a walk. And then you had Inslee who singled to score Curley. Fisher follows behind him. And let's see, I'm thinking we had, was it a pass ball, wild pitch on the play, moved them up. Fisher scored them both. Bargo doubles, Chapman walks it off. So we moved to tomorrow, and coming into the weekend, it was listed as TBD versus TBD on that. Florida's got some pretty good players out injured right now. That has to be affecting them. Coppola, I think is how you pronounce it, a scene for Florida. He was their Sunday starter at first. Big, tall, left-handed guy. There's some stuff I'd read on him, said he's the next big unit. Pretty good stuff. And Tennessee avoids him right now. I can't find anything on what the injury is for it, but it'll be a TBD versus TBD tomorrow. Again, I would think it's either Coons or Arvidsson, but who knows? It could be whatever Tony Vitello wakes up and feels in the morning. But my thing is, I hope he will take – I think you got to get somebody ready as a Sunday starter and roll with them, because there is going to be some weekends when you go into Sunday 1-1 in a series. It's going to happen. Tennessee's not going to go undefeated. I wish they would, but it's college baseball. It's the SEC. It's going to happen at some point along the way. I don't expect this team to lose many, but that somebody will get them, and it could happen as early as tomorrow. It could happen midweek. You never know with midweek games or such. But this team is really good. They're really fun to watch right now. And, let's let this team be this team. Let them write their own path along the way. They're doing really good things. They're a lot of fun to watch. And they're doing – I still stick by what I've said the whole time. This pitching staff is better than last year's. But obviously they got to keep doing what they're doing along the way. As of now, and I'll keep you posted on it. All right. So just any of you that were with me live game, I said some stuff happened. We had an unexpected death in the family this afternoon. So I'm trying to see how that's going to work along the way. And my plan tomorrow is to be live after the SEC championship and then to go live for Selection Sunday. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to play it by ear right now on it. But as of now, we'll just plan on going live. If not, I'll post something on the channel's message where I'll leave the messages on that along the way. But you guys have a great rest of your Saturday. This is Frank. This is the House of Orange Sports channel. Make sure you hit that like, that share, that subscribe. In the description, make sure you check out the channel memberships. Check out the channel Patreon as well. Or if you just want to say thanks, that bottom right-hand corner, those super thanks, they are greatly appreciated as well. Have a great rest of your evening. And last but not least, go Vols.